A fitness test a few hours before the kick-off and hopes to continue his remarkable record against Coventry City. He's scored 6 goals against them in their last 3 visits to White Hart Lane. There's one change in the Spurs lineup, and that's at number 2, where Chris Hughton, who has been out with injury since Boxing Day, returns at the expense of Don McAllister. Gary Brooke, who would have played had Hoddle been unfit, is named as substitute. And don't be confused by the numbering in defence. The number 4, Graham Roberts, is the left-back. And Coventry, by coincidence, have a left-back with the same name. He's number 3, Brian Roberts. Coventry make 2 changes after that League Cup defeat at West Ham. At number 7, 19-year-old Steve Jacobs replaces Peter Bodak. And at number 10, Tommy English comes in for Mark Hateley, who's the substitute. Keith Burkinshaw, the Spurs manager, on his way out. And this afternoon's referee is Joe Worrell of Warrington. Tottenham, who start the match playing from right to left, are in the 5th round for the 21st time since the war. That's a record for any club. Coventry wearing sky blue, and the flag up immediately. It was Danny Thomas who made the challenge. But the linesman had spotted an offside, and it's a free kick to Coventry. This is an all-kit match with only 3 sides of the ground being used. The limit was 41,000, although Coventry, whose fans have done a fair bit of travelling this week, had in fact returned some tickets. With Roberts up with English, then Galvin with Thomas. English looking for Thompson. Lost his place quite early in the season, Tommy English, but got a chance to re-establish himself today. Here's Galvin for Spurs. Crooks. Perryman, good first-time stuff. Has been a feature of Tottenham's game this season. Offside against Thompson, who's the top scorer for Coventry with 11 goals. Archibald and Dyson. Hoddle. Is Daly missing out? Hoddle again, he's found Crooks. Archibald is in the centre, and so are 2 others as Hughton joins the attack. Away by Dyson. Here's Perryman. Hoddle. Roberts. Well struck by a player who a year ago was with Weymouth and signed for Spurs around cup final time last year. It would be quite a romantic story if he was to actually reach the FA Cup final this season. Graham Roberts. Here's Jacobs. And the Hughton brought down by Steve Hunt rather heavily. Words exchanged. Referee Joe Worrell quickly on the scene. Wanting a word with Hunt, presumably. So Hoddle to take the kick for Tottenham. Lacy with the header. Crooks is in there. Ardiles. Lacy. Ardiles to Perryman. Dyson. Blair. Gillespie. Miller. Now Blair again. Steve Hunt for Coventry. Good skill, and I think Tottenham felt English was offside, but again the linesman's flag stayed down. Ardiles away from Gillespie. Archibald intercepted again by Gillespie, and now Ardiles has got a great chance, and he scored. A terrible mistake by Dyson. Oh, a dreadful error by Coventry. And Ardiles, with Dyson hanging his head, took advantage. Coventry appeared to have averted the danger, but Dyson's back pass went straight to Ardiles, who went round the goalkeeper and put the ball in the net. Really bad moment for Paul Dyson, and Ozzy Ardiles scores his 6th goal of the season, and it's been his best year in terms of goal scoring since he came to White Hart Lane. Really coolly taken goal. Dyson now in the attack. Thompson's on the far post. Crooks being marked by Steve Jacobs. Ardiles to Hoddle. Nice ball. Crooks. Archibald hovering in the centre. Crooks' shot comes back off Gillespie. Here's Hoddle. The back heel to Ardiles. Looking for Hughton. In a corner. Oh! Dyson missed that completely, and Archibald couldn't believe it. Another heart-stopping moment for the Coventry number 5. He completely missed his header, and if Archibald had realised that was going to happen, he would surely have reacted quicker than he did. Archibald. Roberts. Hoddle drifting in from the right at the moment. That's where the ball's going. Roberts' header away. Oh, and a chance for Hughton to cash in, perhaps. Here's Perryman. Ardiles. Archibald. Nice back heel to Crooks. And he couldn't turn quite quick enough to get past Danny Thomas. But nice approach play by Steve Archibald, whose combination this season with Garth Crooks has been a joy for the Tottenham fans to see. 37 goals between them before today, and they really enjoy playing with each other. Ardiles cross. Roberts. Hoddle's flick. Lacy. Archibald! Archibald scores his 22nd of the season. Made for him by John Lacy. With 33 minutes gone, Spurs go 2 up. The approach seemed almost harmless, but Coventry just weren't concentrating. Lacy knocked the ball forward, and Archibald, with Seeley on his line, volleyed past him. Archibald got 2 against Coventry in the league match earlier this season. And now he makes it 2-0 in this 5th round FA Cup tie. And that, by the way, is his 19th goal in the last 27 games. Tremendous record. Waiting for Barry Daines to come. So Coventry, so disappointed in the League Cup in midweek, now find themselves 2 goals down in the FA Cup just a few days later. And for a team whose average age is only 21, that's got to be rather disheartening. And there is confidence sapping away here. Ardiles. And it's Crooks. Crooks again. Is it going in? No. Well, Dyson's first mistake. Ardiles, Crooks. A save by Seeley. Crooks from the rebound. Trickling wide. but it could so easily have been 3-0. Coventry have got 2 against 2 here for a moment. The header was by Miller. Hunt was following up. Just about 5 minutes left in the first half. Spurs lead 2-0. Here's Thompson for Coventry. And that tackle by Graham Roberts is penalised. Daines has made his way forward with Gillespie for this free kick. But it's been played short, and here's English, and they weren't concentrating in defence. And Tommy English gets one back with the Tottenham players half asleep. The big men were making their way to the far side of the penalty area, but it was played in short and low and quickly for Tommy English, and as Daines came out, he slid the ball underneath him. So, a Tottenham defence who will reproach themselves for that. And English, restored to the side today, comes back with a and gives Gordon Milne's team renewed hope. Crooks. Oh, Ardiles again, and Seeley held on to it as Archibald came in. Hoddle. Crooks. Hoddle again. Archibald. And again Tottenham was square, and here comes Gary Thompson over the goalkeeper. Roberts had time to see that and volley it away, but Spurs are getting caught square too often for their own comfort. Perhaps spotting that the Spurs defence was vulnerable, Coventry manager Gordon Milne brought on attacker Mark Hateley at the start of the second half and took off defender Paul Dyson. This is Roberts. That's a foul by Chris Hughton. Well, Hateley will obviously give Coventry added strength in the air on set pieces like this. Oh, that was Hateley. Just proving the point. Well, his father was always noted for his tremendous skill, jumping and heading, and his son is built in very much the same mould. Perryman. Hoddle. Hunt. Striving to beat Hoddle, but it was the other way round, and Hoddle's ball is a superb one to Archibald. And here's Hoddle again, too far ahead of Crooks. There he is, though. Perryman. Roberts. Ardiles. Hoddle. Galvin. Still Tony Galvin. Oh, saved by Seeley, and Gillespie away, only as far as Perryman. And now Hoddle. Seeley really beating out that first cross-come shot from Galvin. Bad marking again there, and English is almost in, and Daly's behind him. Here's Daly. And again. Well, you have the feeling that with two teams committed to attack here, somebody's got to score very shortly. It's still 2-1 to Tottenham. Here's Hoddle. Ardiles. Crooks. Hughton. Hughton shot. Again, the long kick by Seeley, the jump by Thompson. The clearance was by Perryman. Roberts. Could be awkward. Daly is in there, Thompson's in there, and he didn't middle that at all. And Spurs are going to make a substitution. Ardiles is going off, and he's going to be replaced by Gary Brooke. He's the number 12 then for Tottenham. Header was by Jacobs. So, are Coventry going to go out of 2 cups in a week, or can they come back and force a replay here in rather less than 15 minutes? 2-1 to Spurs, all the goals in the first half. And that's a high challenge by Perryman on Daly. That was Thompson. That's Perryman to Hoddle, and he's found Galvin, and Spurs looking now for something further forward. Brooke has joined the attack on this side. Still Galvin. Crooks. Archibald, it's a bit tight in there. Here's Perryman. Hoddle to his right. Hughton is well forward, it's Chris Hughton! It's there! The experience of Steve Perryman played a part in the move. He found Glenn Hoddle. Hoddle fed the through ball, and with Keith Burkinshaw saying on the bench there 10 minutes to go, it's 3-1 to Spurs, and Chris Hughton, who returned to the side today for the first time since Boxing Day, scores what may prove to be the conclusive goal. Here come Tottenham again. Hoddle, outside him is Gary Brooke. On the far post is Crooks. That was Hughton's second goal of the season. And it may be the one that clinches Spurs' place in the 6th round. Pushing it back. Here's Hughton. The Spurs have got a man over in this attack if they play it right. Hoddle's on the right wing. There are 5 the other way. And it's still Hoddle. And it's still Hoddle. And everything was right, apart from a rather feeble shot by his standards. That's threaded through to English by Hunt, and English with a chance here, puts it wide. So, activity in both penalty areas, in time being added on for injuries. Tommy English, not for the first time, clear of the defence, but this time angling his shot the wrong side of the post. Here's Blair. And a roar goes up as Spurs reach the 6th round of the FA Cup for the 3rd year running. Keith Burkinshaw will be hoping that this time they can go one better at least and get to the semi-final. A match they had well won, it seemed, at 2-0, then gave away a goal, and then came back with Chris Hughton London in the space which changed the game. Coventry, a little weary no doubt after the exertions at West Ham.